off against the league leading Las Vegas Aces. And yeah, it went pretty much the way that you would expect it. Me and Steve, we're going to break it down, talk about that in the game and everything right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. Steve-O, hey, listen, I'll tell you what. The fact that the Sky only lost this game by 12, I mean, they were in this game for probably the first 2.5 quarters. You talked about afterwards, but then the Las Vegas Aces just went nuclear on us and just like, yeah, we the better team. Finna go ahead and close this one out. But in this game, though, overall, Kalia Copper scores 37 points on 18 shots, gets to the free throw line 11 times. Elizabeth Williams, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 points. And we got Marina Mabry and Courtney Williams chipping in 11 points each. How you feel about this game with the Chicago Sky versus the Aces, brother?
Well, it felt like I was watching Tom and Jerry. It really was. Like, it was just backwards and forth. Like, they pretty much had the lead majority of the game, and we were just trying to play catch up. And every time we made a big jump to catch up, we gave up a big three, or we had a dumb turnover, or we gave a big and one. A lot of them was straight down the pipe, back doors. It was just like they were just better than us. They were just better than us. Like, before we record, I compared them to how the Warriors play with their food, and then after halftime, they'd be like, "All right, let's go home." And that's pretty much what they did majority of this game. Even losing Alicia Gray down the stretch didn't even matter. They finished the fourth quarter strong. Same thing. Every time we tried to get closer, every time we got closer, they just came back and hit a big shot. Every time we thought we had something, they came back, played defense, get a steal, or bother a shot. One thing we've always said about this Scott team, they just cannot get timely shots at certain times, and the shot decision is very questionable. It's a lot of shots early in the shot clock that I don't like. You can start to see that Devin Wade's play calls is starting to look. You can see it's a difference now because, like I said, a lot of shots are rushed. The players are not as I would say creative as they once were. They just what you expect. They're the best team in the league. They've been killing everybody. I'm surprised the way we've been losing as a reason. I thought it was going to be worse, but it was nice to see us hang with them for majority of the game, which is really credit to Kai because everybody else kind of was like, eh.
Yeah. Kalia Copper just, again, showing why she is the player that this team has built around and needs to continue to build around. But I think overall, I said it in the daily episode today that the Sky needed to run the rebounding battle and the turnover battle. Now, we only got out rebounded by 1. That's close enough. But the turnover battle was a huge discrepancy. Only 4 turnovers by the Aces, 12 by the Chicago Sky. It's going to be difficult when you have a team that can rebound, get second chance points like the Las Vegas Aces can and do, and you're turning over the ball that much. They're going to take advantage of it. They're going to turn it into easy opportunities and points. There are also a lot of and one calls that they got here that they were able to hit the shot and get that foul. And you just saw the momentum of this game going and going and going. And then the Aces just said, hey, we're going to go ahead and put our foot on their neck. And they did that. And it is what it is, right? I don't think anybody had any misgivings that the Chicago Sky were worse than the Las Vegas Aces. We all know that, right? But, this Sky team has some grit. It has some heart, but, there just seems to be something missing. And I'm not going to put it just on the fact that James Wade is gone. I think that does play a part in a role. But you also look at, listen, we are still missing 2 of the biggest players that were supposed to be part of this rotation. And it really is evident. Like, the Elena Smith has had a great season. I love the season she's had for us. The best season of her WNBA career thus far, handedly. But if you look at bringing Elena Smith off the bench with Isabel Harrison, who was supposed to be the starting 4, that drastically changes some things. Then we're also missing our best point of attack defender in Rebecca Gardner as well, not being on that bench. And it kind of is what it is. This is how things shake up.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm surprised we hung in there the way we did. Like, we didn't totally get outplayed. Like you said, if we didn't get that turnover, we probably would have lost by probably even a smaller margin, or maybe even probably been competing to the very end. But like I said, when you make those tall, small mistakes in getting turnovers, those the type of teams you can't get. They're bigger than you. The style of
Yeah.
play is fast, quick plays. They can make shots everywhere. Jackie Young was penetrating the defense like it was nothing. You just couldn't stop it. Asia's gonna do what she's gonna do. Um, the scary part, I think one of the scariest parts of the Vegas Aces is that Gray is such a nasty playmaker, but she was originally known for scoring count on her college playing at Duke. So she's really a natural born scorer, but she's really a natural playmaker, and she just picks and chooses when she want to do it, and you don't know when she's going to do it. Towards the end of this game, she was just goofing around and just being like, yeah, I'm gonna pick my spot here. It looked like magic out there, really. She was just like, pass here, make a shot here, fade. It just once you play with teams like there's not much you can do. It's talent everywhere. Bale came off the bench, who hasn't been seeing that much. Can make a lot of good shots. Um, it just is what it is. They better than us. They play better than us. But yeah, that's what happens when we're missing two of our key players. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just glad we fought. At
Yeah,
least I see
yeah.
some fight.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, listen, this team's going to compete. This team has players that are vets, players that have a lot of pride about them, and Courtney Williams, Clea Copper, things like that. But at some point, you just don't have the artillery, and that's what the Chicago Sky did. Now, the thing I want to ask you, and this kind of been the focus: do you think that the Sky, as you kind of look on it, you think they still make the playoffs? I still have them being able to get into that 8 seed. What do you think?
Um, if we can, we can. I think a discussion needs to happen in between the group, because I just feel like there's a lot of similarities between Williams and Mayberry. Mayberry, I mean, and I think it's just not that it's off, but it's just like sometimes I feel like it's almost like a Zach and Demar fic where they're picking and choosing my turn, your turn. It's not a flow. It's not a flow with it. So if they don't find a flow within themselves, they might fall short. They might just fall short. Like I said, they have the talent to make it to the playoffs, but if I'm not mistaken, I think we play New York next. Like, it's not gonna get no easier. Like,
Yeah,
it's just not gonna get any more easier. I believe this is the most WNBA games in a WNBA season this year with
yeah, 40,
42 or
just
40.
40, I think.
So it's not completely different to them, but it's a different territory. It's possible, but as of right now, I'll be lying to say I'm not leaning on us not making it.
Yeah. I still have faith. I think that, yes, it doesn't get any easier. We got a tough schedule ahead of us, but some of the things that they need, like we gave up 50 paints in the 50 points in the paint today. That ain't gonna cut it. You got to put a body on somebody. Like, and
They scored 100. Wait. I know it. It just dawned on me. I watched the WNBA
107
game,
points.
and they scored 107 points,
Yeah.
and we scored 95, which is good, but it ain't good at the same time. It's just not.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, you look
crazy.
at it more times than not. If you're able to score 95 points in the WNBA game, you're probably getting the dub, right? But it
Mhm.
just was not enough. Like, Kalia Copper scored
Which is
37
crazy.
points, 37 points in this game, almost a 40 piece, and we still got blown out by double digits.
That
That's
just,
crazy.
bro. I'm just because the reason it dawned on me because I'm just looking at some of the games that ended. Like the Seattle game was 86-82. The Atlanta game was 78-65. The UCR ended 107-95. Just to make not to be like a W, like not to be like it's a good to lose, but just to show y'all what we're going up against. They scored 107 points, and we're talking about a WNBA game.
Yeah,
They good.
yeah,
They're real good.
they're damn good.
They're
That's
damn good.
damn good. Let's go ahead and get into some of these comments. Eric says, "Where was Marina Mabry? What do you mean? She was in the game."
She was stuck in the shuffle.
Yeah, I mean, listen. They had her, and the thing is that I think because the way that the Las Vegas Aces play defense, right? Like
It's aggravating.
it is. Death by a thousand cuts is really the way to look at it, and like it's frustrating, especially if you're a player that doesn't get your shot off, and you're shooting a bad percentage. The Aces will get in your head. Then you got Aja Wilson, who, matter of fact, we need to start giving Aja Wilson more recognition for just how much she talks shit slyly. Like, and it,
Bro, and she
listen,
do a little slick, like little bumps and pushes.
that it's the smiles, bro. Go back and look at it. She throws up that little half smile and smirk, and you just and
bro,
it just be like,
Tim
damn,
Duncan looking ass,
yeah,
bro.
like it's crazy. Asia Wilson is such such a great
Yeah,
ambassador for the
yeah,
game.
that's something I did want to touch on. I felt right, like we was the whole team was frustrated, not only with them but also with the refs way before halftime.
Yeah,
So I felt like they already had us way before we knew it. Cause I was seeing it with Dana. Dana hard to shake. It's hard to get Dana to get attitude. She had an attitude way before the halftime. One thing I haven't brought it up. I don't know. I'm not trying to start anything, but I just know Mabry's personality. She's kind of standoffish. Um, she's kind of like if 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 you look at everybody on the team, you could tell like it's probably a genuine friendship. Out of everybody on this team, she just seemed like she's the lone wolf, and she was kind of like that on Dallas. I don't know if it's just her personally, but it's just like with her. Sometimes when I see her play, it's just like she's out there by herself. Sometimes, especially when she's cooking.
I guess I can see that. I guess I can see that. Yeah,
It's just a little bit. I'm not saying it's affecting us or it's affecting the game. I genuinely just think that's how she is. She's just a
yeah.
standoffish person.
It's the
She
Derrick Rose effect.
Yeah, she kind of like she will shake hands. Like if you make a good play, she get feisty, but it's almost like she plays with attitude almost,
Yeah, for sure, for
which is
sure.
not a bad thing in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an edge. We need that edge in this team. Sakura, I believe is how you pronounce it. If I mispronounce it, please let me know. So it's concerned why Elena Smith wasn't in the game towards the end. Well, listen, Elena's been banged up for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if she caught an elbow. There are a couple of things getting thrown out there, but
No, she
also
gave the elbow. That's why
she
Gray
did
was
give the
out.
elbow. Yeah, yeah. She did give the elbow. Listen,
Yeah.
Elena Smith is the type of player that I like, regardless of the sport, regardless of the league, anything. She's tough. She doesn't back down. She don't care if you're bigger than her. She don't care if you're a star and don't nobody know her name. She's gonna play you tough. And it is what it is. And it was a blowout. There was no need for her to be at the end of the game. Everybody knew we weren't winning this game.
Nah. I mean, you got legit, and without Candace being here, that's even crazier. But it's not because, like we said, even when Candace went there, it was like they
I
don't
mean,
need her.
they were entitled. They
Yeah,
won the title without her.
they
So
didn't need her. Like
yeah.
Kelsey Plum, easy 27, and she wasn't even sweating out there.
And listen,
Like,
Kelsey Plum is a player that I like as far as like just as a competitor, right? But when we play her, I hate
hate
Kelsey
her.
Plum.
Bro.
But
I
I
hate
love
I hate Asia. I see all the bad of Asia today. I even see Jackie. Jackie don't say shit. She was getting on my nerve today.
Jackie Young. Jackie,
Yeah.
see, yeah,
Jackie Cole. Jackie
yeah.
is the sleeper of this whole team. Jackie the one that can go somewhere and win the title.
Well, yeah. Well, Jackie's the fact that she's 25 years old, right? And I think that people like because she's fit so seamless into what she's needed to do for this Aces team. I honestly think people don't realize how influential she's been to that team. That being a cog in that team, both last year and this year. And I think people they don't put her on a list of like people who could be the future of the face of the league, and that's because of the personalities that she's around. But
Yeah.
Jackie Young is an absolute dog. Like you,
She's a
like
dog.
yeah,
A leader. She leads by example. I've read a lot of articles saying she's probably the hardest worker on the team. You can see it in her body and her game. She's completely changed her shot. Her shot coming into the league used to be on the side of her face. Now it's tucked and perfect. Her physique is crazy now. Now she going to the lane at will, and you can't stop her. So like she's paid. She's as the years going by, she just constantly got better in every stage of the game. And for her to figure those type of key things out at 25, good lord,
well, I mean, you got to look at the size too. She's 6 feet tall, 165 pounds,
solid.
and she plays guard. Keep in mind, there are 6'1" centers in the WNBA, and for her to be 6 foot and able to play guard and as tough as she's a monster. It is what it is. She's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, I
I
don't
would
I don't
love to
like
see her next with Kyle. Hopefully, we can make that
Listen,
happen
bro,
some way.
that'd be a backcourt that'd just be nasty regardless, bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you can
I mean,
spread it out. But I'm dreaming right now. I'm dreaming.
yeah. There you go, there you go. Let's get another one from Eric. He says, "Gray reminds me of Tamika Catchings. That's not a bad comp.
It's not a
That's not a
bad.
bad comp at
But
all."
I ain't gonna lie. I think Gray will go down as one of those her own. Like I could see somebody in as her. She got her own type of game. Like I she just different. Like if
Yeah,
she just different, especially with her passing. She's probably one of the best passers in the history I've ever seen. To me,
that's a fact. Eric also chips in Chicago's fate on making the playoffs depends a little on the LA Sparks. Yeah, right now we got it's probably, is it a 2.5 game lead now? It's probably 1.5 game lead now with us losing today. But we got a slight buffer there. The fact of the matter is, like, I don't, and the moment I say this, they're gonna go on a winning streak. I'm not really worried about the Sparks. They got talent down there, don't get me wrong, but like I just feel like I would trust, and that's the thing. We don't have James White anymore. Like, I don't know, man. I like the
I
Sparks
know
are
what you
there.
mean.
Yeah,
It's just their team is not. They got talent, but it's not built to something that's like you know exactly how they're gonna beat you every time. They can do multiple things. They're just like a talented group that just kind of put it together. That's young and old. That's
yeah,
really what it is. Like there's no there's not really they haven't really clicked. It's just not one of those rosters. That's just really what it is.
yeah. I mean, it's cool, and they got talent there, and I think that there are going to be some players on the team that are going to be on the team for a long time, and they'll probably turn it around as soon as next season. Like another high draft pick, you throw that over there, completely change the outlook of that team. But like right now, I still just have faith in our team. Like I think we're going to be able to do it. I think the Sparks are going to, kind of die down off there towards the end of the season. Hopefully, that's when the Chicago Sky kind of stabilize towards the end of the season. But we'll end up seeing with that one. Sakura says, I did get her name right and says, thanks. And Smith is a boss. Love her. I love her, the acquisition of her on this team. Like, it's just,
Sleeper. So
yeah, she's been out, and I talked about it on today's morning episode. Like, I really like, if the Sky won more, she would absolutely be top 1-2 in most improved player of the year. Now the Sky have to win for us to, I think they at least have to make the playoffs for her to get in that conversation, but she deserves it, man. She's been balling out this year for sure.
most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. All right. Thon says, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
seen that. I seen
Yeah.
that.
Injured her ankle in the Clark play. That sucks, man.
That's
I
how
hope
she
she's not
caught
out.
the ankle because I think she rolled it and she was just falling and then she just bow. But yeah, hey, to come back from a laceration, that laceration must have been bad. So because she definitely caught her.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I hear what you're saying about the Aces. That way of getting on nerves. Listen, the Aces are the most annoying team in the league. Like it is what they're good, and they know how great they are, and they
That's
aren't
the
afraid to
problem.
tell you about it. Yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah, at all. Mark Shannon says she's a pit bull as far as young, and he also chips in. He really misses Becca. Listen, Becca, I think that people don't really understand what a luxury Rebecca Gardner was, and she's going to continue to be. Like I don't know if she's coming back this season, but whenever she does come back, like
She still
having
got that
her,
boot on, bro.
yeah, having her and that defense off the bench and her ability to score, stretch the floor, like she's a pit bull as well. Like and we miss her. It's obvious we definitely miss her.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, missing her and Isabel Harrison this season is crazy, man. Because like I really do think like the way that we started off the season with that brand of defense, catching teams off guard, I think we would have been able to sustain that a little bit more with those two players because Izzy also like Isabel Harrison is nothing. I don't know if people really quite realize how good she is because she's never really had that. She's never going to do like she's not going to put up 20 points a game most nights or anything like that. But like all the little in between things, she brings things that just would have kind of glued this team together a little bit more. And then moving, and then imagine if we had Rebecca Gardner and Elena Smith coming off our bench. And Dana Evans, just those three players alone would have been wild to see coming off the bench.
How I describe Izzy is like Izzy was that good that she held or the reason why we haven't seen Satu as good as she was this year.
Yeah.
Because she's gone, Satu was able to show off her talent.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So, we'll see with that one.
Yeah, Becca, we miss Becca because games like this is where I felt like she would have came in because, like I said, I felt like she worked on her game so much that last year, the years prior, she was more of a okay, I can get this steal, and then I can get you a break, a layup real quick, or possibly that. Now she's in the point where like, okay, I ain't scared to take this shot. I wrap your ass up real quick. You can, my handle done got better. She's really worked on her game, so I feel like she was one of those people where we couldn't find buckets in certain moments. She could have gave us some.
Yeah. Facts. And I think that it would make things easier on players like Dana Evans and stuff as well coming off that bench. Like Dana, she's our best defender, maybe our best point of attack defender on the whole roster
She's
at
definitely our
times.
best on ball defender.
Yeah, like she's just that good. But like being able to have her and Bex coming off the bench as well, and Elena Smith for that matter, because we know she doesn't back down either. Just it's a whole different thing. So, Sakura also asked, why didn't we see Ruthie tonight? Yeah, she didn't check in, and I don't know why. It's a DNP for her tonight.
That is an interesting question.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, it like new mother, still trying to get her conditioning back too. They could have just given her a night off. Because listen, that I'm sure they knew coming into this game there was going to be a slight chance to none. How do you feel though? I mean, you haven't really talked since Ruthie came back. She's played a handful of games so far since her return. How do you feel about her and her return?
I've noticed that she's become a little bit more confident in her offensive game. That's what she was known back in a little bit in Oregon. And when she came in here the first time, it was just like she got the ball and panicked. Now she get the ball, she could take it back up. I even seen her do a step through the other night. So I'm cool with it. Like I think she just the conditioning is what there, getting the strength back, the coordination back. It's probably really the coordination. She probably just rusty as hell. So that's what happens when you ain't played in a long time and you're thrusting back mid season. These people mid season condition.
Yeah, she played 4 games so far. First two games she played a total of 6 minutes, didn't score anything. The last 2 games she played a total of 24 minutes and scored a combined 12 points with 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. So you can tell she's starting to get that footing back. But it's probably, if I had to guess why she didn't play, it's probably definitely conditioning. And I think that you're going to probably see that kind of, her play 3-4 games in a row, maybe sit 1 or 2. You're going to probably see that for the rest of the season. It just is what it is, unfortunately.
Yep. Nothing you can do about it.
Mark Shannon also chips in with Becca and Izzy. I believe we would have at least 5 to 6 more wins. Listen, with the way that we started off, I can't argue that. And that really, when you look at 5 to 6 more wins, literally changes everything about the season for us. We go at that point from being the 8th seed to being more like the 5 or 6 seed. So, yeah, 4th. You're right. Yeah. So that's a drastic change, and I think especially with the WNBA, with the amount of games that we play, how condensed those games are, how condensed the season is overall. When you have injuries that last as long as what Beck and Izzy has been, it really can change your whole entire season. And so, we'll see how many of these players come back next season. I don't want to start thinking about that quite yet. We got a little under half the season left to go, but like, considering that we don't have any draft picks, I'm sure that whoever the new GM is going to be motivated to keep most of this team unless they feel like they can bring in their women to this roster. So
yeah, but we play Seattle next, so that's a good game to get back into rhythm. Dana Shorty a crossover back because she definitely shook out her boots that game.
Man, Dana got crossed over so bad that game. That was crazy.
And you get crossed when you don't even get back. She just said, "Ooh, shit, yeah, she got me."
yeah, that's a fact. Mark Shannon also chips in. I sat courtside at the Atlanta game here, and Dana is built like a motherfucker. Her physique is solid, and her point of attack defense is. Listen, if you look at Dana Evans the last year of college to now, she has added so much lean muscle to her frame. It's ridiculous. I'm sure Dana Evans got a 6-pack. I'm 100% sure.
Oh, she definitely got abs. Yeah. I've seen it. She shorty built like she ready to play running back. For real. Like, she took it seriously. It's really changed over the last 2 years. She really took it serious.
That's a fact. Dana Evans is listen, and I thought the Dana Evans was going to have more of a scoring punch this year. And I don't want that to overshadow how well she's still been as a defender and everything off the bench. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you can't get mad because we kind of seen that was her going to be her main type of focus coming in early. Like, I don't know why did it dawn on us like since preseason she's been playing 95 feet or
Yeah,
94 feet, however they saying. 9 times out of 10, they're not expecting you to score that much if they're gonna make you play defense that much.
that's true. That's a great point.
So I think majority of her role was gonna be, I need you to be one of our best defenders. You and Beck's gonna be our best defenders, and be ready to shoot when you out there. Cause the way the offense was set up with Mavery getting picks, also Courtney Williams is a mid range assassin, and Kai getting to wherever she wants. It leaves certain openings for open shots for her. So I think that's what the main thing was. Her overseas, they were just letting her run point and do what she wanted to
Overseas, she did whatever she wanted to
do.
do.
Yeah.
Like it was legit. Like overseas, she did whatever she wanted to do. And still shot a great efficiency at it. So next up, though, Stevo, we got game on Friday. You already said it, against the Storm. We also have a game this weekend on Sunday against the Phoenix Mercury, and then we get 4 days off. We don't play again until August 4th after that, and we have 2 games in Dallas on the 4th and 6th. So let's see. Yeah, it's not getting any easier, bro. And then we got the Lynx after that, then the Liberty, then the Mystic. Yeah,
Damn.
bro. Yeah. And then to end August, we got Atlanta, Connecticut, 2 games in Seattle, the Aces again, and the Sparks to end the month. And then we got the Liberty to start off. It's not getting any easier, people. That's what it is. It's not getting any easier.
Matt Nagy just wrong in my head. Put on your running shoes.
Yeah. It's yeah, man. There you go. It's
God bless
season ends September 10th. So, it's
I'm not used to this much women basketball, and I love it.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love the fact that they went 40 games. I think that's a good number for them as well, 40 games for the season. If
How
they
does
do
that work with the
expand,
salary? Do they make more this year as they ever have now?
I don't I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I'm not
I'm
even
gonna
gonna
look
act
into
that
that.
up. I know that the CBA is coming up soon, and they are going to be renegotiating. And per the splits, the WNBA could see a huge increase into where the minimum salary can go from 30,000 to upwards of almost 90,000. That's how much salaries could increase in the WNBA. So
Please,
pay
because
those women.
I've been tired of y'all not talking and not doing. It's time to start doing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So that's going to be stuff we cover over the off season for the Chicago Sky and WNBA as a whole. But that's it for us for tonight, man. Steve, will go and tell them where they can follow you at, bro.
And man, you can find me at Stevo Speaks on everything. And make sure y'all follow and subscribe and hit the notification bell over at the Century Fan. We've been killing.
Absolutely. That's Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, NBA Central, Chicago Blackhawks Central, Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central, and Chicago Sky Central. We a fam over there.
And that fire coming too.
Absolutely. You can, oh yeah, fire's coming. If you guys know anybody who wants to host a fire podcast for the Chicago Fire, go ahead and let us know that as well. But in the description, you'll find a link to our Discord server as well. We got rooms for every single sport that you can think of, and a general sports room as well. But that's it. You can follow us at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central, gmail.com. And then lastly, you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. And we out here. Peace, y'all.